Well, welcome everybody. My name is Michele McCay, and I am calling in from Oxford, Mississippi with my great friend and partner, Cynthia Bolden. We are so excited to have you guys tonight, and I wanted to do something different tonight. I want to get started with a couple of testimonies that I had just today, and I'm so excited to share these, y'all, because I think it truly depicts why everybody needs these drops. I always start this call telling my mother's story because I always have to share because I want to get these drops in the hands of millions, as y'all all know, in honor of my mother. And I was sitting at a table last night with a lot of family members that all of a sudden started talking about insulin resistance. So you guys know, if you haven't heard my story, I'll tell it. But my mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 55 and died at 62. And little did we know that the leading cause of Alzheimer's, back then, 29 years ago, we did not know that insulin resistance in the brain was the leading cause. And do you know that was the topic of conversation last night? So I was able to share with a couple of family members who had not heard my story on my husband's side, had not heard the story about my mom or about insulin resistance. So I was able to share that insulin resistance can be so dangerous in our bodies. One of those family members had had a stroke, and one has had insulin resistance for quite some time and is pre-diabetic. So guess who needs the drops? Both of those people. Because if insulin resistance is the precursor to Alzheimer's, we also know that it is a precursor to heart disease, diabetes, strokes, atherosclerosis, all those things. So y'all, I feel like I hit the jackpot when you can talk to a family member and tell them that these drops can help correct insulin resistance. So I felt like I had touched some lives that, even though they were right here in my family, a lot of times people won't listen to your family, right? So that's why you're on this call tonight, where you can hear it from somebody else exactly why you need these drops, okay? So one testimony today that I wanted to share is I got a call early this morning that said, hey, could you get on a call with one of my most successful customers and see if we can talk to him into sharing with other people so we can get these drops in the hands of millions. I said, absolutely, put me on a call with him. I want to. This guy had lost 56 pounds. I hope he's on the call tonight. Not going to call any names, but he's lost 56 pounds. And he just was a little shy about wanting to share it with other people, even though he's had a lot of people ask him, if you've lost 56 pounds, Cynthia, don't you think somebody be saying, Cynthia, oh my goodness, what are you doing to lose that weight, girl? So don't you know that lots of folks were asking this guy, what are you doing to lose this weight? So guess what he did? So exactly what we want to talk to you guys about tonight. If you are a customer and having great results, we want you posting your results so that we can help get these drops in the hands of more and more people, millions, right? So what did we do? We started him posting today. He said, I really can't afford to start this business. We hear that a lot because they don't realize how affordable this business is to start, right? So he starts posting. We're going to have him pre-sale. Do y'all know his phone has blown up? I don't know how many boxes of drops he has sold, but he has gotten the word out to all of his network. And I mean, I'm telling you, the people are flocking to him, desperate for a solution of how to lose that weight exactly like he did. So folks, I want to turn it over to Cynthia, but I just want you to open up your mind. If you are getting great results on these drops, we got to have you share. You want to share with your network. You want to prevent those family members from you sitting at a table with someone who has just had a stroke and with someone who knows they have insulin resistance, but they've not listened about the fact that these drops take care of insulin resistance. We can help prevent these things. So Cynthia, so to contain my excitement about this guy, you share with these people
You should keep
exactly
going.
why
You're so
you
excited. You are too excited. I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited. And I just heard the story 2 minutes ago or a minute ago. So yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll jump in and then you come back with your excitement. What about that?
That's great. I
All
love
right.
it.
Well, first of all, good evening to everyone. I am Cynthia Bolden, and Michelle likes to say right here from Oxford, Mississippi. So she's about what, 4 miles away from me. We're 4 miles away from each other, but we're right here in Oxford, Mississippi. And I am so excited, but I'm always excited about the opportunity that we have with the drops. We know that the name of this call is Why Do You Need These Drops? So we all have different views. And so every time I get a chance to come and speak or share, I'm always asking the Father, what needs to be said tonight? And it's just kind of been one of those exciting days too, Michelle. We hadn't even talked today because I'm just getting here. Just a full day of appointments and just helping and sharing with people. So it's so exciting. I wanted to share my heart. It's almost like breathe, Cynthia. My heart is so full with the opportunity that we have. So whether you're a brand partner or whether you are a customer, this is for all of us. Why do we share? We share because people really do not know what insulin resistance is. They don't know, the little laugh where somebody says, oh, it's just age. Oh, it's just I ate an extra chicken wing. Oh, it's just this. Oh, my mother had it. Oh, my father had it. And by me being a practicing herbalist of 32 years, my specialize in the simplicity of helping people understand, not the big words, not the hardness, but the simplicity. Because what I found out mostly is people need our voice. So I kind of like the way Tammy, for those of you that know this name, a brand partner of ours, very successful, Tammy. I forgot Tammy's last name, but she uses the term being a dealer of hope and what people can bring to the table. And I think about that. The reason you want these drops and the reason we want you to help us share these drops around the world is because you can reach the person in your neck of the woods, the person, your next door neighbor, the person across the street, whereas I may never be able to reach them. But I wanted to kind of just tell you something. I had the box here to open, but as you can see, I hadn't opened it all the way. So I always like to kind of hold it in my hand, slenderize bottle one, bottle two. We never want to assume that people know exactly what it's for. We have bottle one, bottle two. Why the drops, Cynthia? Why the drops? Why not just the eating plan? And I like how Dr. Strand put it. I'm constantly in this book for those of you that don't have it, Healthy for Life. I'm sure a lot of you have read it. But this is what we need to know that people don't know. And this is why we need to share. Depending on how abused your cells have been throughout the years, the drops come along and help balance the abuse that a lot of times people don't know that they did. You don't really think that you're abusing your body when you put in all the heavy carbs, the refined sugars. You don't just wake up and say, well, let me abuse my body today. I mean, who's thinking that? No, you're not thinking that. And that's why we can get so excited that we have an answer for people. And yes, it's about sharing, but it's also about understanding why we share. Okay. And so why we share is dropper one. We know that it is for to help the body come in balance as far as appetite control, sugar cravings, cortisol levels down. And it does. And some people use the word curves the appetite. I like to say it brings the appetite in balance. A balanced appetite will start wanting good things. It'll start craving good things. And then the next thing is the actual dropper two. Dropper two is our sublingual B12. It is the absorbable B12 that the body knows, and the cells run off of good energy when fed. So when we even hear people say, if you notice, when people say, oh, I'm just so tired, or, I hope this works. So I want to back up just a minute. Before a person ever sometimes talk about a pound loss, guess what? They feel better because their body is actually getting this cellular nutrition. And this is a word that you're going to hear all across social media. Cellular nutrition, cellular nutrition. Cells must be fed. I'm glad I have a heart. I'm glad I have skin, but all of it's made of cells. And depending on what's happening on this in the cells on the inside will determine what's happening on the outside. So it's not that we're trying to be a scientist when we go to people and talk to them, but what we're saying is you can feel better. Sometimes I feel like having a big sign that says, yes, well, I really do have one sign that says, how good can you really feel? But on the other hand, the other sign is, yes, you can. Yes, you can feel good. So back to dropper two, it has adaptive herbs. Adaptive herbs are known through history to bring the body in balance. The body knows what to do. And I use this term in my surrounding, in the line of work that I'm in. The body knows what to do when it's given what it's supposed to have. It has a God-given ability to start a restoration or restoring. Cells really want to be fed. One thing I tell people all the time, remember this, just make this little confession. You'll be surprised how you feel all week. Your cells are happy and healthy. And I am telling you, they really are with the Slender Rise program. The next thing, really quick, is the approved food list. When we look at that, for people that have only had peanut butter and jelly all their life, nabs, crackers, cookies, ice cream, donuts, fast food, they're not going to be too impressed with that list, for real. But this is where the impression comes. What about when now it is not a diet, but it is food that actually help your body to come in balance? And I tell people, take the willpower off. Just take that out for a minute, because this is what I'm going to tell you about willpower. When you have brain power, you're going to have willpower. How are you going to get brain power? By nourishing your cells. So look at this. The body is really starving and it's asking for real nutrition. The drops help make it happen. So when we're asked, why do you need these drops? For those of you that might have been on our IPA call this morning, it's a call that's done Monday through Friday. There was a testimony that has probably set us all on fire that was on this morning. And Michelle knows already what I'm going to say. This lady is coming off of chemo, 7 months of not really getting out of the bed, no energy, gained 20 pounds on chemo. Guess what? In 1 week, energy up, her family looking at her like, wait a minute, do you need some rest? She said, no, I think I'm gonna be okay. She feels good and she has lost 5 pounds. But here's the thing, guess what she said, for those that may not have been on this morning? Her exact words that should fire all of us up. She got it from posting. If someone had never shared, she wouldn't have seen it, or maybe seen it as quick. So now the ability to share, when we share these drops in this program all around the world, sometimes we go for, oh, I hope somebody see it, or sometimes we go with maybe just looking in our own little circle. But the World Wide Web gives us the entire world, and people are searching. They're looking for that face. They're looking for that hope. And I say it every time I get the opportunity. Somebody went to bed last night, but before they went to bed, they prayed and they asked, I need help. God, will you help me? Will you help me? My blood sugar staying out of whack. No matter what I'm doing, my blood pressure is staying up, but I'm really trying. I'm walking, I'm drinking water, I'm, exercising, I'm cutting back, I'm trying to get a little bit more sleep. What could possibly be missing? We got to tell them it's the drops. Add the drops. So now the drops help you do all the things that we are instructed to do for healthy living. And then they can share with others, because the biggest gift you can give anybody, one of the biggest gifts, let me say one of the biggest gifts, is to see about you, get your hormones balanced, and then spread the word to family, friends, and neighbors. Can't you see a healthier, happier place? Even the drops known for mood enhancement. Hey, just that alone, mood enhancement. So I say, they say happy wife, happy life. I say happy life with what we got to come up with something. But point is, the drops themselves and this approved food list causes for a better and happier life. So Michelle, I'm gonna let you
That's
Are you ready?
awesome, Cynthia. So good, so good. And I love how you explain the drops and how each bottle works. And you guys, that was just a phenomenal testimony this morning. I've thought about it all day long. And I think that's why, testimonies have continued to come in all day that I wanted to share. And I only shared a couple with y'all. But I shared, though, how sometimes it's harder to share with family members who are truly in the middle of exactly what we're trying to prevent is from any of these diseases occurring in our life. But that precious gal who had been on chemo and felt so bad, and that now she's gotten some really relief from the drops, that makes you want to shout it from the rooftops, y'all.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what else would make someone not want to post and be able to share because she was so thankful that somebody thought enough of her to post and to let her know that this was something available for her. And so we just want to make the offer to each and every one of you. If you are a customer with us tonight, we ask you, do you want to continue to buy these drops retail? No, we want to save you money. So that's option number one, and that's crossed out. And option number two is, do you want to save? Do you want to save money on these drops? Because we know that most people are going to need 3 to 6 months on these drops. So as you continue your journey with the drops, we want to save you and give you the best discount. So, but that's option number two is save. Now, option number three is save and earn. But I'm going to add one more thing in that earn. With that earn, we want you to be rewarded for your work. But with that earn, if you will post and be that light just for this precious gal who's been on chemo and saw a post from somebody, if you are willing to put your results out there and then to share all of our testimonies on social media, then we want you to earn. So you're going to save and earn and post. Okay. So that's option number three. So get back with the person who invited you on tonight and let us know if you're a two or a three. And then you brand partners who invited these customers, you reach out and see what their option is as well. And then get back on this call so we can teach you how to make sure that we get you working our simple system of growth and getting the word out so we can get these drops in the hands of millions. Hope you guys have a great night. I know there's so many more testimonies. Can't wait to share with you guys another time next week. But get back with the person who invited you on this call and let us know which option you choose. Everybody have a great night.
Good night.